Hi guys, Zeth here, and welcome back to another episode of TerraFirmaCraft. So we've got some fun stuff today. First off, I made some heraldic scrolls, which that's the recipe. We got all that jute, so I wanted to do this, and this is actually one of the big things that is why I wanted jute, because I made it require burlap, which is both annoying and balancing at the same time because, I don't really have that good of a setup for jute. Anyway, so, for time of reference, it is now early spring. And yet again, I lament not being able to use a longer year length. That being said, it has actually been quite a bit of playtime. So it does kind of make sense. Also, if you guys hear some rumbling, it's not me, I swear. It's there's a storm coming. Big one. So, yeah, hey, why not record why not record before we all die? Which it's actually not gonna be that bad. Grab some water. Okay. Kinda probably should have passed through the night before I Hi. Before I started recording, but well, whoops. Okay, so I wanted to actually show you guys what I've been doing. Now, the big thing is, well, I hope you recall the last episode where we built this. Off camera, I filled it up, which is probably why it's now early spring, and not just the vanilla TFC timing. Let's toss that back there. Let's get some wood on this, or not wood. Get some dirt. This should be a fairly large amount. But I always say that, so I have no doubt that we're going to have to make another charcoal pit in like two episodes or something stupid like that. It's honestly kind of tempting to set up like a command block running on a clock that generates one piece of charcoal every TFC week or something like that. Not going to, but it's pretty tempting. Or probably not just one, but I don't know. I just get so tired of it. It's honestly probably the thing about TFC that I dislike the most. Which, yes, that's including having to find ores and everything else that you have to do. There we go. I don't mind once you got all the wood, but man, it's just so annoying. So I'm seeing something really odd. I haven't missed any planting. It is still spring, but it's not looking like I actually have to rotate crops, which is really weird. And kinda annoying because it's like ah uh, uh. Well, I know that this was the jute row before, or I'm pretty sure I should say. And at the very least, I'd like a lot of rye. Rye's good, even though it makes your bread look like it's moldy. At least in TFC, it doesn't really look that bad in real life. In fact, it's one of the better breads, in my opinion. And now I'm getting hungry. That's annoying. Because it's late, and I don't want to have to get up and go get food. I'm definitely going to be crawling into bed immediately after I finish recording this episode. But still gotta get you guys this episode out, or get this episode out for you guys. And that's kind of more important. Thinking about it, even if this ground is lying and all of the nutrients are completely destroyed and all that stuff, it's not going to be that big of a deal now, because I mean we actually have ropes. That was honestly 90% of the annoyance of not being able to grow anything. But it's really weird that there's no degeneration of the nutrients. That's really odd. And I actually regened my configs, and we still don't have any. We don't have the need to rotate crops, which is really, it's both nice and annoying. Because it's something I know that I should have to do, but it's something that I don't have to do, if that makes sense. I think we actually want to grab some other kind of veggie. I don't really feel like growing potatoes this season. There's plenty of other vegetables though. So I decided I want to take a look at these heraldic scrolls. And oh man, there's a lot. There's a crap ton of different emblems to choose from. I actually found one that I did like. That's actually towards the beginning. And that's the Ankh. And I also already chose colors based off that. Hi. That was loud. Do those stack now? No, they do not. Okay. Let's see how this looks, actually, before we get too far ahead. I like that. And it's actually kind of a fitting choice for a symbol for a couple of reasons. One, I actually like the Ankh. It's always been a symbol that I kinda really like. I don't know why, it looks good. That's the best I got for it. But it also is a good representation of our series here, because for those who don't know what the Ankh originally means, it's an Egyptian symbol which it primarily just means life. And that's kinda good representation for this series, because I'm gonna be honest, I've actually there's been a couple times where I've thought about canning this series, but it just keeps on coming back and just keeps on getting resurrected. It's not likely as obvious to you guys. I mean, I do talk about it in videos fairly regularly, which I do want to stop. And you guys don't really need to know that I'm kind of getting about a series, or stuff like that. Enough of that though. But this series is, it's just kept going. I really never expected this series to live for this long. And what episode is this? This is episode 86. I mean, gosh. In all honesty, when I was starting my channel, I didn't expect to even get 86 videos out. Nonetheless, on one series. But, anyways. So I've been working on a little bit of off-camera design. Though, before I show you guys what I've been thinking, I wanted to show you guys, I actually was using the Ankh for a couple hours, but the problem that I ran into is it looks awful when it's tiled. Like when there's two of them nearby, it just looks horrible. But I went with this shield design. I forget what it's called. I think it's a banded shield or something like that. In the odd chance you're using the mod too. But I think it looks a lot better. It looks a lot better when it's, when they're next to each other than the Ankh did. So what I've been wanting to do is, I was looking up here and, dang it, we have so much cider. It's scary how much cider we have. I mean, this is the most cider I think I've ever seen. We need a place to put it because this town square area, I eventually do want to have something else here. So that means we have to have somewhere to store it. And my thought is a cider building, basically. It wouldn't be just for cider, of course, but it would be for barrels of alcohol, basically. So I'm not entirely sure what you would want to call it, but I'm just going to call it the cider building, basically. Still, need more dirt. There. Don't have any more dirt in my inventory than I did before, but I have more dirt on the ground, so there's that at least. So what I want to do is, I'm just going to have the base of the building be granite cobble. Still need to come in here with dirt, and I'm going to hopefully do the shale adding in on this area between episodes. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I mean, it's technically there, but yeah. Anyways, moving on. It's not going to be a very big building that I'm planning on. I mean, this is probably 4 wide. Let's go there. This should actually be good enough. How far are you going to fall? Okay, not that far. And we'll eventually have to pick all that up, but future stuff. Not even going to bother. No, I'm going to just toss the granite down real quick. But yeah, this is what I'm planning on. I don't know how tall it's going to be. This is going to be a really small building, most likely. But it's, well, still a very, very important building, just because we'll be able to clear that out. Well, it's actually coming out pretty well so far. There's not too much that I could have messed up on it really yet. I like having the cobble at the base, even though, I mean, realistically you'd not want cobble at the base. In real life you'd more likely want the nice solid stones at the base, but I think that looks good nonetheless. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about the update that's coming up. And I guess I shouldn't say coming up, but that has actually already came out. Assuming you guys are followers of the channel, you should have seen the update video that I put out. It would have come out last Tuesday, which, for those who might be watching this in the future, that was the 7th of April, 2015. I really like that update. I'm really looking forward to actually being able to use the lanterns. That being said, though, I'm actually still going to have the fuel-less lanterns. Reason being, well, there's a couple of reasons. One, we've already got them. And I know that's kind of a reason, but, well, it's my reason. But the way I see it is, the alternative is using most likely olive oil lamps, because I would not be able to get enough blue steel to light up this entire area. And if I was gonna do that, you guys would be getting a grumpy Zeth for a long while. So it's, I think it's in both of our interests for me to use these lanterns. That being said, a lot of lanterns, like in the interior areas, I would actually like to use the oil lamps because, like I said, I really like that. I like actually having to do fuel and stuff like that is something that I've always liked. It's something that I always felt vanilla just didn't have. And I mean, it doesn't have. I mean, sure you have the fuel furnaces, but beyond that, it's like there's nothing. Oh yeah, I also, you guys probably already noticed, but I have our main banner style, and then I have these other ones that are like this. This is, the forge. And I think that's a pretty good idea. I mean, so if someone who had never seen the series ever before, they'd actually be able to look at it and go, "Oh, that building does this." Another good example, actually probably the best example, is this over here, because I mean, these are logs. You can pretty clearly tell that they're logs. Although I suppose they could look like cinnamon or something. I don't know. So I don't think I've actually outright said why we haven't updated our world to newest version of TFC yet. And that's actually just because not all of the add-ons for TFC, especially the decorations add-on, are compatible yet. As soon as they are, oh man, I'm gonna enjoy the update actually. I really like the idea of having to maintain your light sources. I like that. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have built such a big base because of that, but and the way I consider the lanterns, the current fuel-less lanterns that I have, they're basically just like jack-lanterns. You, I think, can still use jack-lanterns as lighting source, and they work just as well now as they do in the update when they don't run out or run on fuel either too. So I'm not going to feel bad about using the lanterns, but all it is jack-o'-lanterns that I don't have to hide, basically. That's how I see them, anyway. Granted, I can still hide jack-o'-lanterns. Just have, like, little wells around or something like that. But, I, I, I think the lanterns will just look better overall. You're over here. And, yeah. So much cider. Oh, man. Well, building's done. Building is full, pretty much. Just so you guys know, there's a basement that goes. It's right below that trapdoor. It's the same size as this and 4 tall. It's full. Yeah. That's just too much cider. It's kind of tempting to get rid of some of it, but it's cider. Getting rid of cider is just like, that's a crime. I mean, that's legitimately a crime. Oh man. Gotta go check on the sheep, actually. Been trying to remember to feed them, but I keep on forgetting to. Oh, I also did this. They basically ate this entire area out of its grass, which isn't too hard because yeah, it doesn't really grow too much. It only grows out to here. Just noticed that. Um, Actually, I could probably change that with a piston. Could I? That would be kind of interesting. Not gonna worry about it for today though. But yeah, I'm trying to remember to do both shearing and making sure we keep our little ones getting tamed. Little guys are hungry. And after these guys grow up, I'm actually probably gonna do some height selection of these guys. Um, if you're actually going to try and breed your own animals to be bigger, what I've learned is you can actually, this would sound like it's really common thought, but you can push them into a block and basically can tell how tall they are based off of how many pixels. And yeah, it's a lot easier than trying to compare the animals side by side or something along those lines. We missed a couple. Want you? And I see you. But yeah, I've got to call the episode here. I'm getting. Well, I can't even say I'm getting tired. I'm actually flipping my sleep schedule back around again. I feel like I have to say that every like 3 episodes. But yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye bye.